La reevolución de la conciencia nos confronta con una paradoja transformadora. Mientras el mundo exterior se vuelve más ruidoso, ¿podemos redescubrir el silencio interior como fuente de felicidad auténtica? En una era donde la charla mental nunca cesa, emerge una sabiduría ancestral. La verdadera reevolución comienza cuando aprendemos a escuchar conscientemente desde nuestro potencial ilimitado. Shoukei Matsumoto, monje budista y reevolucionario global, encarna una síntesis única entre sabiduría ancestral e innovación contemporánea. Como Director General de Interbeing y fundador del Templo Virtual HIGANJI, ha democratizado la práctica budista para las nuevas generaciones, transformando empresas en dojos donde los empleados cultivan maestría de vida a través de guía y mindfulness. Su formación como filósofo por la Universidad de Tokio, MBA de la Indian School of Business y graduado del programa de liderazgo global de Harvard, lo posiciona como puente entre Oriente y Occidente. Como joven líder global e invitado habitual del Foro Económico Mundial, Matsumoto facilita la felicidad no como estado emocional, sino como práctica consciente de escucha que disuelve la ilusión de separación. Su bestseller A Monk's Guide to a Clean House and Mind revela cómo la atención plena transforma espacios externos e internos. Desde su tradición de budismo popular, facilita la comprensión de que cada ser humano existe en profunda interdependencia y que la verdadera reevolución de la conciencia surge cuando aprendemos a escuchar, no solo con los oídos, sino con el corazón. En este capítulo final de la reevolución de la conciencia, Shoukei Matsumoto te invita a redescubrir la escucha consciente como acto revolucionario. Prepárate para recrear tu relación con el silencio interior. Ábrete a revalorar la interdependencia como fuente de felicidad sostenible.
Hello everyone, my name is Shoukei Matsumoto. I am a Buddhist monk and philosopher from Japan. It is a profound honor to be with you today, and I am grateful for the invitation to offer the closing thoughts for this season on the ReEvolution of consciousness. I don't wish to give a lecture. Instead, I hope we can share a moment of quiet inquiry together. This is an invitation to a dialogue, not just with me, but with yourselves and with the world. Our journey begins with a simple observation. Look around our modern world. You will see many people wearing noise-canceling headphones. It seems we are all searching for somewhere other than here. This noise is not just sound. In the morning, before we even get out of bed, our devices overflow with news, messages, and updates. A stream of information floods our minds while we are still half asleep. But silencing this external noise does not silence the commotion inside us. If we pay attention, we realize how loud our inner chatter is, the endless stream of thoughts and desires. I need this, I must do that. What do others think of me? This inner noise beyond our control is often the hardest to handle. The author, David Graeber, once wrote that the moral and spiritual damage that comes from this situation is profound. He called it a scar across our collective soul. We are caught in a loop that leaves us feeling disconnected and empty. So what is the re-evolution of consciousness that our times are calling for? Perhaps it is not about adding more information or finding a new technique to manage the noise. Perhaps the true revolution is a fundamental shift in our posture. It is a revolution that begins not when we shout to be heard, but when we learn once again how to truly listen. True communication is not just relaying a message. It is about connecting, and connection begins with listening. In the tradition of Buddhism I practice, which I call People's Buddhism, the core practice is mindful listening. It is not a complex technique, but a way of being. The ancient character for this practice, nen, is made of two parts, ima, meaning now, and kokoro, meaning heart. The practice nen is to bring one's heart fully into the present moment. It means listening not just with the ears, but with the heart. It is sensing the speaker's feelings, their energy, the pauses, and even the shared silence. It is an open, understanding attitude that allows us to sense the word's voice, and in doing so, discover our own. I invite you now, for just a moment, to experience this. Please close your eyes or soften your gaze downward. First, simply turn your attention inward. Notice the stream of your own thoughts, your inner voice. Observe it without judgment, like clouds passing in the sky. Now, expand your awareness outward. Listen to the sounds around you, the sounds in your room, perhaps the sounds beyond your walls. Just receive them as they are. Finally, listen even deeper. Listen to the silence between the sounds. Can you sense the quiet, vast presence of the world itself, holding all the sounds and holding you? Slowly, when you're ready, bring your awareness back. In that quiet moment, you may have noticed a subtle shift. It is a shift from the active effort of listening to the receptive, effortless state where the voice is heard. This is not a state we achieve through force. It is a state of grace we enter when we become quiet enough to receive. When we practice this mindful listening, something remarkable happens. The illusion of a solid, separate self begins to dissolve. We begin to experience the world not as a collection of separate objects, but as a seamless whole. This is the direct, embodied realization of interbeing. In Buddhism, this is also known as dependent co-arising. It means that everything arises through countless conditions coming together. Nothing exists independently. There is a beautiful image for this in Buddhist texts called Indra's net. Imagine a vast cosmic web. At every node in this web hangs a jewel. And if you look into any single jewel, you will see the reflection of every other jewel in the entire net. Our lives are like this. We exist only in relation to one another, reflecting and affecting each other in a vast interconnected reality. This realization is the very heart of the ReEvolution of consciousness. It is a fundamental shift in our identity, from seeing ourselves as isolated individuals to understanding ourselves as a living part of this interconnected web. From this perspective, we see that our suffering often arises not from being alone, but from the feeling of being separate, from shutting ourselves off from the world. The realization of interbeing is the ultimate antidote to the alienation and loneliness that plague our modern world. And this leads to a new way of being together. True connection and collective wisdom emerge not when we force everyone to agree, that is a monotone. It emerges when we can hold our differences in a shared space of mutual listening. This creates a rich harmony, what I call a polyphony of listening. It is an ethical act crucial for healing the divisions in our world. It is the understanding that my well-being is inseparable from yours and from the well-being of all. This web of interbeing does not just exist in space. It extends through time. We are connected not only to everyone alive today, but to all who came before us and all who will come after. This brings us to the great ethical question that arises from a re-evolved consciousness. It is the central question of my work, inspired by the thinker Roman Krutznaric. How can we become good ancestors? This question invites us to think in terms of the long now, a wider sense of time that honors our debt to the past and our responsibility to the future. Let's visualize this for a moment. Imagine 3 circles. On one side, a large circle representing the roughly 100 billion people who have lived in the past, all our ancestors. They gifted us our languages, our cultures, our very DNA. On the other side, an immeasurably larger circle, representing the trillions of potential human beings who are yet to be born in the coming millennia, all our descendants. And here, in the middle, is our small, precious circle, the 8 billion of us alive today. We are not separate from the other circles. We are the bridges. We are the crucial living link between the vastness of the past and the potential of the future. What does it mean to be this bridge? It means this re-evolved consciousness is not about becoming superhuman. It is about embracing what it means to be all too human. It is about accepting our role as a helpless fool. As one of my teachers would say, one who cannot control the future, but who can act with humility, patience, and open-mindedness in the present. The ultimate act of a good ancestor is to listen to the wisdom of the past, to listen to the needs of the present, and to listen for the faint emerging voice of the future. The re-evolution of consciousness is not a destination we arrive at. It is a question we live into. It is the quiet, constant practice of listening for a future we can all become. Thank you so much.
La experiencia transformadora de Shoukei Matsumoto revela una verdad disruptiva. La felicidad sostenible emerge cuando abrazamos la escucha consciente, como puente entre el ruido externo y el silencio interior. Su enseñanza demuestra que quienes desarrollan la práctica de traer el corazón al momento presente, navegan la desconexión moderna como oportunidades de recreación consciente desde la interdependencia. El reconocimiento central de su sabiduría trasciende la búsqueda individual. La reevolución de la conciencia surge cuando comprendemos que no somos observadores separados, sino joyas interconectadas que se reflejan mutuamente en la vasta red cósmica de la existencia. ¿Estás en disposición de resignificar el silencio, no como ausencia, sino como presencia consciente de tu fuerza interna? Puedes revalorar la escucha no solo con los oídos, sino con el corazón, percibiendo la energía, las pausas y el silencio compartido. El desafío de Shoukei Matsumoto trasciende la práctica individual. ¿Cómo puede tu capacidad de escucha consciente contribuir a una polifonía colectiva donde las diferencias se sostienen en armonía? Esta reevolución comienza cuando reconoces que tu bienestar es inseparable del bienestar de todos, que cada momento de escucha presente es tu contribución a ser un buen ancestro. La práctica de escucha consciente que Matsumoto facilita es tu invitación a participar en la reevolución de la conciencia. Desde tu fuerza interna, puedes crear realidades donde la felicidad y la interdependencia coexisten. Cada momento de escucha consciente que practiques contribuye a materializar otro mundo, donde el silencio interior y la conexión auténtica disuelven el ruido de la separación. La reevolución ya está en marcha en tu capacidad de escuchar con el corazón.